Kevin asks or says, "Hi Dutch, greetings from India. Hope you are well. Love listening to you on the podcast. Just wanted to mention that Lance Archer, with Jake as manager, used the short clothesline as his finisher on a recent AEW Dynamite episode." Now, this is sort of our recent campaign to have you recognised as the inventor of the short arm clothesline here, but I'll add on to this. Lance Archer / Lance Hoyt in TNA. He was there in the weekly pay-per-view days, wasn't he? He was really early. Was he? I think he was.
I don't know if he was there doing the weekly. He may have been weekly pay-per-views.
In my mind, he was tagging with Kid Cash, if that sounds right.
Maybe. I remember them in the building now. Yeah, they were, I think. See, all that, I was there 9 years, and it's a blur. It really is. It is a blur. And I was no drugs, no alcohol. It's just like, it just never ended. Somebody would say something here. Somebody would say something here. Then somebody would say, and I was hearing all this like every Monday when I would go in. And then every Tuesday or Wednesday, we would do the weekly pay-per-view in Nashville, get on a bus like a country musician and drive all night on a bus to Orlando, and you try to sleep on the way down, but you can't sleep on the way down on the bus. Guys are drinking, guys are partying, playing cards, yelling. It's a bunch of guys that are adults acting like they're 16 years old on a bus. And I could have flown. I should have flown, really. I had the option. But Jeff would tell me, take the bus. It'll be fun. I would get to Orlando. I'm so damn worn out. I don't know. That's when I should have done some drugs. I didn't. That's when I actually would need them. But now we're back to Lance. And Lance used my short clothesline, right?
Apparently so, yeah.
Well, that had to be a suggestion from Jake, who actually did it beautifully. In a short clothesline, it's all in the guy taking it. It's not in the guy throwing it. It's in the guy taking it. If he can take a good one, it looks great because all of a sudden it's there, bam. It's not a long, drawn-out thing. You run into him, and Lance Archer is a great athlete. He's from Texas, isn't he?
I'll just double check. He is from Gulls, Texas.
Okay. Good guy, big guy. And I think if somebody got him and really worked with him, they could get him over. He's a good worker. He really is. And putting him with Jake, Jake's a good mentor. The wrestling part, he's a good mentor. Don't tell him how to do the other stuff, Jake. Just tell him how to wrestle, and he's fine. Yeah, he was a good guy. I liked him.
Yeah, to probably steal a line from Eric Bischoff, with Lance Archer, he seemed to, quite late on in his career, start catching on in Japan. He ends up in AEW, has a decent, like so many others, has a decent first bit of a run in AEW, and then he somehow enters the AEW Witness Protection Program, and no one hears from him for goodness knows how long. But
he's a big guy too.
Yeah, he's a big guy too.
He's about 6'7", maybe a little taller.
Why does it take some people just years after they break in to finally sort of get comfortable in their own skin, or just whatever it is, just to click and it works?
Oh, I told you on the last program we did. That's why people need to listen to all our stuff. Because what did I say? I said a guy can get in the business at, say, 22, 23. He doesn't really pop to it. Oh, he can pop to it a little more, but till about 28 or 30. Because all of a sudden, and with me, it just boom, like a light went on. Okay. But you learn when you get over. Then you learn what keeps you over with the people, what would hurt you with the people. Then you learn to read the temperature in the room, and you're in a lot of rooms. And I've said this before as an analogy. It's like a comedian going to the stage. You got to fill that room first. And I've had comedians tell me that. And once you can, and then you test them with this joke, you test them with that, you test them, and now you're seeing, you're trying to get over with them. That's why these comic routines start out kind of slow. Then they some of them end up great. Same way with a match. Start it slow. And if the people are already hot, and just keep them hot. If they're lukewarm, you can heat them up. If they're nothing, you gotta get them to lukewarm first, then see if you can heat them up. And some crowds are unheatable. They're like ice. They might melt just a little bit. And that's as far as you're going to get them. But it takes Lance, like everybody else, it takes him time to learn the ins and outs of any business.